up in a slaveholding family, but they felt that America should be ashamed, 'cause in the eyes of God, black and white are the same. Sarah and Angelina Grimke traveled North America to tell their story. They spoke of abolition in the 1830s, but everywhere they went the people said, no way. They said, girls can't do that, girls can't speak out, girls can't go around telling people what to do. Well, we'll show you. We are the Grimke sisters. American society puts us down. We think men and women are created equal. And trust me, America, someday you'll come around. 1837, Angelina Grimke became the first woman to deliver a speech to the legislature of Massachusetts. Now how can you say that women are weak when Sarah and Angelina Grimke were speaking out against slavery? They realized that women were also slaves to American society's backward ways. They said, you can't do that, women have rights. You can't go around telling women what to do. Yeah, we'll show you. We are the Grimke sisters. American society puts us down. We think men and women are created equal. And trust me, America, someday you'll come around. Someday you'll come around.
Frederick Douglass becomes a symbol of the liberation of slaves in the country. Frederick Douglass, born a slave, that somehow has the audacity and drive to run away from slavery and decides to become a leader against slavery. So not only does he have the mental capacity to see himself free, he has the audacity to say, I can speak for the slaves better than the abolitionists that speak on our behalf and don't understand our pain.
Frederick Douglass is important to America because, unlike most enslaved people in America, he actually makes it out of slavery, is able to tell his story, and is able to actually become an agent for change in the black community, in America in general.
Frederick Douglass traveled the length and width and breadth of this country as a leading abolitionist that made the issue of slavery a paramount issue through his editing newspapers, through his ceaseless travels and lectures. He helped to make it a real movement that by the time Abe Lincoln is running against Douglass, it is a national discussion. It would not have happened if you didn't have a spokesperson that worked as tirelessly as Frederick Douglass did.
Douglass is someone who is known in this country. He travels to England. He's an international figure. So he's important because he can tell you about slavery, the institution of slavery, because he lived it, and he can speak about that time period. He can tell you about escaping to freedom, and he can tell you about the free world. He bridges gaps. He's a part of transformation of America at this pivotal moment. And it's someone who, as I said, who begins under the cover of slavery and then ends outside of that. Harriet Tubman is considered the Moses of our people, and the kind of courage to escape to slavery yourself, but then to go back for people. And that's the real story of connection.
Here's someone that not only advocated leaving the plantation, but actually developed an underground railroad, a process that would usher people in the still of the night to escape to the north and escape to their freedom.
I mean, just imagine you have gotten out of chattel slavery, the institution of slavery. You've escaped, and yet you come back. You have the courage and the care about other people to come back into a hell to try to get other people out of it. It's an amazing story.
No one struck more fear in the hearts of slave owners than Harriet Tubman, because tens of thousands of slave owners had to deal with, for the first time, the fact that these people are going to rebel. Well, are my slaves part of this movement? They had to look at their servants differently, because here was a woman that far beyond who she could touch, did not know who her followers were. She was far more effective as the symbol that they feared than the few hundred that she saved.
Come back.
Lots of school children in America don't know a lot about slavery, but they know Harriet Tubman. It's almost a cliche, but it's a cliche that's a necessary one, because it's a story that's not just about black people, but it's about human beings caring for other people and having the courage to do what is right, even at peril to yourself. And so that's what I think her story is about.
Harriet Tubman remains an inspiration, because here's a woman that was, in physical terms, not a mighty woman, had no great education, no great learning, just the sheer determination of a woman to free people and to go up against all odds and risk her life over and over again, and to change the slave's mentality, made her an American and a world hero. The irony of it is, when she was once given an award for freeing 500 slaves, she said, "I could have freed more if I could have only convinced them they were slaves." She changed the minds of a lot of American blacks, and she changed American history with the Underground Railroad.